Hi everybody, it's Tara Jones. It's Saturday, and guess what, guys? It's time for today's drive time topic. We're going to be talking about the United States presidency and the office itself. We're going to be comparing a few presidents and the state that America is in. And why I'm doing this is because I want to encourage people to get involved and to, one, make sure you're registered to vote. Number two, make sure you exercise your right to vote. And number three, know that you can make a difference as long as you take an interest and you do your part. If everyone does their part, then we could take better control over what happens. Our voices can be heard, as we can become one synonymous voice. So, with that being said, this is not about a specific political party. This is not about a specific political view. Everyone is entitled to their own political opinions, their own political views, and their right to represent whatever political party they want. That's not what this is about. This is about some facts. So I want to compare the last three presidents that we've had sitting in office. So 43 left office, and what he left, or prior to him leaving, our economy crashed. We went into one of the worst recessions that we've had since the Great Depression. So there were a lot of people losing their jobs. I was one of those people who was a casualty of that. So, number 44 takes office. Number 44 walks into a huge mess. The auto industry was collapsing. The recession was going on, and people were losing their homes. People were having their homes foreclosed on. So many people lost their retirement plans. So this is all of the issues and things that he took office with it transpiring. So he takes office and he begins to try to put some things in place. He is about the solution, not staying in the problem. And he begins to bring some solutions to the table. Now, you could think what you want to think about President Barack Obama. All you want, you are entitled to that. But I'm going to tell you a few facts about the 8 years of his presidency. Within the 8 years of his presidency, the following things have happened. Number one, the auto industry has revived. Not only has it revived, but it is being more profitable right now than it has been in a long time. Job growth has been continuous. It has had the longest continuous job growth than any other sitting president. Number three, the crazy interest rates on the mortgages that were causing so many people to lose their homes, that has been addressed, and programs have been put into place to help people maintain their homes. People's retirement accounts are beginning to replenish. So those are some things that are facts. Here's another few facts that have happened within the 8 years that he took office. He put a plan in place for students so that they come out of college not as much debt as in the past, to help encourage students to graduate, and when they graduate, they're not drowning in so many student loans that they can't even begin to live their lives and be profitable and productive members of society. The other issue that he made sure of was that every human being in America has access to health care. All of those things are important. And I will say this, he faced the most challenges that any other president has faced. He has been the most disrespected president than any other sitting president. From all of the members in Congress, to the media, to even the constituencies. But he took it, and he took it with a grain of salt, and he continued to do the things that he needed to do, because I believe in his heart, he truly has a heart for this country and the betterment of this country, and the country moving forward. So those are a few things that I just wanted to mention. And again, you could think what you want to think about President Obama. It's your right. You are entitled to it. The other issue that I want to talk about is number 45. And number 45 has been elected. The people's voice was heard. Actually, I really don't feel like the people's voice was heard, but in the end, it is what it is. Our Constitution is set up the way it's set up, and I will respect and honor that. So he won the electoral vote. He is now our sitting president. America, this is to you. Have we become that ingrained and that addicted to reality TV that we are now putting it in our White House to run our government, to run our country, to make some of the most vital, important decisions that affects our country? And I say that because I know of no other president that sends random tweets because he gets mad or angry and he responds out of emotion. We have a sitting president that reacts and responds out of straight emotion and whatever it is he's feeling at the time. Now, I'm not going to take away from the fact that he may be a brilliant businessman. That may be true. But the office of the president is not run like a corporation. Our government itself is not run like a corporation. And I know so many people want to feel like it is. But guess what? All you people that voted for him because you feel that you want our government to be ran as a corporation, guess what corporations do? The first thing they start doing when they're not making the profits that they want to make, they start cutting jobs. So that's the first thing that's going to start happening. So all of the people that wanted claiming their jobs and their health insurance and this and that, guess what? Those are going to be some of the first things to go. But back to my point, because this is not to rant and rave and complain about our sitting president. It's to talk about the office of the presidency. It is one of the most difficult jobs in the world, is to be a residing, sitting president of the United States. And I respect any man that can hold that office and maintain his sanity. And I will tell you that there is no way that a sitting president can please 100% of the people 100% of the time, because everybody has their own agenda and feels the country should go in their own way. Even the political parties, you have divisiveness even within the same political parties as to which direction they feel America should be going in. So it is the responsibility of the sitting president to help bring some balance to that and to help make decisions that is going to help move our country forward, not hurt our country. Now, everyone wants to talk about this different healthcare issue. I'm going to say this as far as that's concerned. Health insurance companies are not in the business of losing money. But I will say this, that Everyone is complaining about Obamacare and that their health insurance premiums are so high they can't afford it. They only have access to a couple of plans in the exchange. Complaint after complaint after complaint. Everybody is blaming Obama and Congress that put Obamacare into law. And I have yet to hear not one person hold the health insurance companies accountable, because it's the health insurance companies that are refusing to negotiate with Congress with their rates. Now, during the recession, I'm going to tell you one industry that did not take a hit financially: the insurance companies. They were still seeing profits. Why is that, guys? Why is that? They didn't take a hit. So until we open our eyes and see that, because the health insurance companies, they've got big money. So guess what? They are making sure their voice is heard in Congress. I guarantee you this. Anyone watching this video, you pick up the phone and try and get a lunch date with your congressman or your representative or your senator. I just encourage you, pick up the phone and see if you can get on their calendar for a one-on-one. I guarantee you won't be able to do it. So with that being said, let one of the big CEOs or any one of the top VPs for the insurance companies or from the top elite, I guarantee you they can get on the the senators and the congressmen's calendar with a phone call. And anyone with some money who's giving toward any of these representatives, are these people that are supposed to be civil servants, anyone who's sowing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into their campaign, they can pick up the phone and get on their calendar in a heartbeat. But we can't. So there's a way that we can still make our voices be heard. You need to still write, call, vote, let them know. It does not matter how much money you have, because guess what? The wealthy are in the minority. The wealthy are in the minority, and if they're in the minority, why are they running things? If we are in the majority, then why aren't we making our voices heard loud enough to say, hey, you won't be holding this position if you are not accurately representing the wishes of the American people. Plain and simple. Again, the office of the United States of America, President of the United States of America, is not designed to be a reality show. This is not The Apprentice. I'm sorry, it's just not. Where you get kicked off if you're not making profits or you're not doing what they feel you should do. So I am going to again ask you guys to get involved. Get yourselves involved. Do your research. Do your homework. And then make your own decision on what it is that you want to support. What it is that's important to you. And the president can only be the sitting president if we get up off our duff and make sure that our voices are heard. Guess what? The president he has limited ability as to what he can and cannot do as far as the laws are concerned. And as long as we make our voices heard, then we need to tell Congress, we need to tell the Senate what it is we want. Plain and simple. Just like the big insurance companies make sure that their lobbyists and that their people with all the money, that they're heard. We've got to make sure that we're heard. So I just want to encourage people to get involved. Pay attention to the office of the presidency. Pay attention, because it's one of the most important offices in the world. And I'm going to say something else. Everything is supposed to be done decent and in order. And who has ever heard of a president's daughter taking on the role of first lady? Ask yourself that question. Why isn't it important enough? Why isn't America important enough to the first lady for her to step into her rightful position and do what a first lady is supposed to do? Find that cause that's important to you and advocate for it. You can make a difference. The office of the first lady, and again, our 44th first lady held that office with respect, with honor, with dignity, and she made a difference. She's the tough cookie to follow. I understand that. But yet and still, where is our first lady? What is she doing? So do your research, guys. Again, you can make up your own minds, but whatever you do, don't be silent. Don't just sit back and say, oh, well, whatever happens, happens. That's why the big money makers can do what they can do. And that's why Congress and Senate and the civil people that are supposed to be civil servants, that's why they get away with it. Because of that attitude. So today's real world solution is get involved, be active. I love you guys, and I know this is a controversial matter. I know everybody has their own political opinion. You have your right to it. Whatever that is, whatever that position is, get involved, get active, and make your voice be heard. You guys have a fabulous weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have another drive time topic, and I promise the video won't be as long. Have a great one. Peace.